Hey y'all, it's Coach T. You already know what's up. You see me sitting outside, so you know there's a message. So let's get into it. Oftentimes we hear people say things like, oh, I don't trust people, I don't trust nobody, this person is janky, my friends is snakes, stuff like that when it comes to describing, the people that's in their circle or in their environment. And, we can sit up here and we can complain and say these things about people, but sometimes you have to ask yourself, why am I around so many janky people? Why do I attract janky people? Why can't I trust? And you see there's an I at the end. So that's meaning that's something you're going to have to answer for yourself. And you're going to have to go within to find that answer. Because while you're observing everything that's going on around your reality, that's a clear indication that, okay, that's a warning sign. There's something that's being brought to your awareness that you're observing. And you got to decide, whether that's going to be something that you want in your reality or it's not. But if you keep having those same patterns where you're, seeing the same type of people showing up and you feel like there is nobody on this earth that you can trust, you have to ask yourself some questions. You got to go on a discovery to get the answer to why you keep attracting these type of people. Because oftentimes when we attract a certain type of people, that could be an indication of, something that's an aspect of us that either we're trying to explore or that's an aspect of ourselves that's, that we don't explore. It's speaking to something that is within you. Because if you feel like you're this person, you're trustworthy, you're a good person, and all the people around you are, they're the opposite, then you have to ask yourself, why am I attracting these people? What is it about me? What is this telling me? Because not only is it bringing me awareness to who this person that's outside of me is, but what is that saying about me? Does that, say that maybe I'm lacking in boundaries somewhere because I keep allowing certain things in my space? Anything that's happening outside of yourself, including the people that you're around, the things that they do, that's a reflection of something that is going on within you. Because if all you see outside is conflict among the people that you're around, then that could be a clear sign that there may be some conflict going on within you. And that's a time for introspection to see what is it that's going on within myself. Because now it's time for you to self-reflect and sit down and go back to the drawing board and figure out the game plan again, the game plan for your life and why you keep on feeling this way, like you can't trust people or you just don't have the right people around you. This could be like an indication that maybe you're growing and it's time for you to be around more positive people because you're recognizing the negativity or whatever you want to call it. But what are you doing about it? With the awareness of the problem or what's being presented to you, you have a decision now. The choice is yours to make on whether you're going to allow this type of energy into your space or you're not. And once you go on that exploration within, you start asking yourself questions and taking that self-inventory, you'll see that the things that's reflected on your outside are a reflection or a direct reflection of what's going on in the inside. It's so easy to just point out what others are doing or where they're not showing up or where they're lacking at. But to be able to observe that and observe it in so many people, one has to ask themselves, what is it that I'm not showing up in? Where am I lacking it? And once you go within and do that introspection on yourself, you'll see that your outer world is a direct reflection of what's going on in your inner world. You'll see that while you're observing that conflict, you will sit back and say, okay, now where am I having conflict with myself? Because this is not the reality that I want to see for myself. So now you have to do that introspection and see why it is that you keep seeing the same old thing everywhere you go. Because at some point, you're going to come to this point where you just can't. You're going to have to go within. You can't blame anyone else for them just being them. Because while they're just being themselves and they're showing you themselves, only thing you have control over is your reaction and how you're going to show up in those moments when you're observing and experiencing those type of people. And when you're really doing the work, you'll see that, dang, it really wasn't them. It wasn't them. Yeah, they were just being who they are, which I have no control of. But this was about me. These people were a direct reflection of me. They were showing me things about myself that may have been hidden, or things about myself that I ignore. We're all just reflections. So before we're quick to just judge and, say things about people, we got to ask God, we got to look at ourselves. We got to take a deep look at what's going on inside of us. And then once we go within, we become more mindful of the things that we say. We become more mindful of the people that we have around us. Like, so when anytime those old type of patterns or behaviors show up in people, we know how to make our exit, because now we've created that boundary. Now we value our time. Now we value our energy. So when you see these type of people, be grateful for them, because they're only showing you something about you. Because remember, this is your journey. So everything that you see going on the outside is a direct reflection of what's going on the inside. And once you turn that focus inward, you'll begin to see a whole different outer world, because the true work is always within before it's without. And as you take inventory, you'll see that becomes a daily practice. That's why I say the hardest work is going to be that inner work, because that's daily, because you have to deal with you on a day-to-day. The outside, you have no control over other people, how they perform, how they behave in the world. Your only job is how you show up and respond. So while you have no control over the things that's outside of you, you do have control over what's on the inside. So start asking yourself, how do I want to show up? I know what I don't like. I know who I don't want around me. I know what type of behavior is just not ideal for me, my time, my energy, my space. And when you ask those questions, then you become the solution. You know what you don't want to see in people. And so you just make sure that the things that you don't want to see, they're not being displayed within you. So you show up for you every day, because it's a daily practice. And when you start being the things, the people that you want to see, that's when those same people will start showing up in your outer world. But don't ever think for a second that just because you feel like you're a good person and everybody else around you is just, they not, then you need to look within and see what's going on within. Because if you're so good, then it will reflect that in your outer world, and you wouldn't even be talking about the people in your environment or that's in your space that's negative. It wouldn't be a thought. So I leave you with this. On your self-discovery journey, look within yourself at all times. Never be so quick to point fingers, point blame, and complain about the things that's going on outside of you, the people around you, your environment, and not see where you fit into all of that. Because if you feel like you deserve to be around greatness, good people, good vibes, then you got to see if you're already doing that for yourself. Because when you start doing those things and start being what you want to see, then that's when you will see it in your external environment. Until next time.